just a little bit, I'm headed out to a casual brunch with my friend Karen, so I thought I would get ready with you all today. I'm gonna be using the Pacifica palette that I showed in a couple favorites videos ago. It's the Solar palette. And like I mentioned in that favorites video, it is very shimmery. So to combat that and kind of contrast with all the shimmer, I went with a very matte base. The first thing I used was the Hourglass Immaculate Liquid Powder Foundation, and I put that all over. And then for concealer underneath my eyes and on blemishes, I used the Diorskin Nude Concealer, and I have this in shade 001 Ivory. So I put that underneath my eye, and then I took a small concealer brush just to do a little pinpoint concealing around my face. And to set everything, I used the RMS Beauty Uncover Up, and this is, Unpowder. And this is incredibly mattifying, so it works really well with those two products just to set them and make sure that they last all day. And then I just did my regular brow routine, but after I was done with my brows, I went back in with a little bit more of that Dior concealer on a concealer brush, and I really concentrated some product underneath my brows to clean up my brows, but that's also going to act as my brow bone highlight. Since there's not a matte shade in the Pacifica palette, I just wanted a bright brow bone to stand out, but I didn't want anything too sparkly. So now that all my base is done, I'm gonna start in with some colored cosmetics on my face. The first thing I'm gonna do is take my Bobbi Brown bronzer brush, which is my favorite bronzer brush that I own, and I'm gonna dip it twice into the bronzing powder that comes in this palette. It is it's a very shimmery bronzing powder. So I'm just going to tap off the excess and then just lightly buff it on the top of my cheeks and then a little bit on my forehead, just to add a little bit of color and sheen. One of my favorite products in the entire palette is the blush shade. It's a rose with some red undertones to it, and I think it pairs beautifully with all the different eyeshadows. So I'm gonna be using my Real Techniques. This is the multitask brush, and I like this because it's a little bit looser and lighter, so you're not getting such a heavy application of this blush. So lightly start it towards the back and then gently buff it towards the apple of my cheeks. I love the combination of this blush and bronzer. I just think it mimics what skin actually looks like after being outside. You get a little bit of that redness and a little bit of color. And because both products have a little bit of shimmer and sheen to them, you can skip a highlighter if you want to. So that's what I'm gonna do today. I'm just gonna go straight into eyeshadow. The outfit I'm wearing to brunch is very basic and neutral, so I'm gonna have a little bit of fun with my eye makeup and use some of the colors from this palette. The first thing I'm gonna do is take a fluffy crease brush and dip into the peachy shimmer shade. I'm gonna take this color fairly high up and just lightly blend it backward and forward. Once I have the color placed, I'm gonna use swirling motions to blend it in. And I'm spending time blending this in since I'm not using a powdered highlight. I really want to make sure this blends nicely up where I put the concealer. I've taken the brown that comes in the palette on a smaller brush. This one is pinched and I think it's perfect for working in the crease in the outside corner. So I'm just going to place this color right here towards the outside corner and then lightly blend it into the crease. I'm taking that same brown color and I'm going to smudge it just in the outside corner of my lower lash line. On my lid, I want to use some color, so I'm going to reach for the blue shade that comes in the palette. And just used dry on its own, it's absolutely gorgeous, but if you wet your brush with either Max Fix Plus or the One Love Organics Vitamin D Mist, it brings out a gold sheen to the blue, which is absolutely beautiful. So that's what I'm going to do today. So I'm using my brush just to stamp down the color so I don't get any fallout. Now that the blue's been applied, I'm going to take the first brush, I used the big fluffy one, and lightly blend around the edges. For eyeliner, I laid down a little bit of the Physicians Formula Eye Booster Liquid Eyeliner, and I think it looks a little bit harsh. So to soften it up, I'm going to take the plum color that comes in the palette on an angled brush and lightly place it over top where I have the eyeliner, and then use the brush to feather it up a little bit. Okay, I think the plum looks better against the blue than the black, so I'm going to keep doing this and then move on to the other eye. I'm using the light pink for a little bit of an inner corner highlight and to blend lightly into the blue. So I curled my lashes and added some of the Well People Expressionist Bio Extreme Mascara to both my upper and lower lashes. And then for lips, I kept it really simple with a nude lip gloss. This one is from Pacifica and it's their Enlightened gloss in the shade Nudist. I'm gonna run upstairs and finish doing my hair, and then if you're interested, I'll come back and show you the completed look and my outfit. For my outfit, I'm wearing little Steve Madden flats that I got at DSW, and then my jeans are from Loft, and I think 99% of my jeans are from Loft. I just have really good luck there. These ones are ankle length with little zippers, and they are super stretchy. And then my t-shirt is from Anthropologie, and even though it's a t-shirt and it's really easy to wear, I think the contrast hem and just the drape of the shirt makes it look a little bit nicer than it actually is. My necklace is also from Loft, and then I'm going to be carrying my Madewell transport tote, and the last thing is my Fitbit. And I have not had the best week on my Fitbit, so I am determined today to get all of my steps. But I think that is everything I have for today. Thanks so much for getting ready with me, and I will see you next week with a new video.